From LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning of Mornings LALATE with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check and a major letter written to the President of the United States, Leader Schumer and Speaker Pelosi, about getting it done. Oh boy, it's a major letter. And guess who wrote the letter? The person behind your multiple stimulus checks. Yes, it doesn't get any better than this. In this fourth stimulus check package, we go over the breaking news, and there's a lot of it. We also go over the monthly stimulus check, what you're going to get, when you're going to get it, and how you're going to get it. Then the second half of this recording, we go over fifth stimulus, the SSI and SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, and veterans benefits reform. That'll raise your benefits up in September, in the fall, to a benefit number you've never seen before. Absolutely incredible. And then we go over the breaking news elsewhere across the board that impacts your fourth stimulus. What's going on Wall Street? Why is Wall Street crashing? And why is cryptocurrency crashing? It all impacts the stability of this economy as we're trying to get forward on the recovery of this country. Fourth stimulus heats up with a major letter, and you'll see all those details, and you'll see the major money land in your bank account starting today. Yes, we got exciting, great news. The toast is toast and the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here, and this is a great recording of Mornings LALATE. Hey, good morning, everybody. The toast is toast and the butter is butter, and I'm here, you're here, and this is your fourth stimulus check updated 2021 for this morning with incredible great news. We're going to go over first the amount of the check, when you're going to get it, and how you're going to get it, and then we're going to go over the incredible breaking news. This letter right here, this letter on congressional stationery signed by dozens of legislators, but the person who wrote the letter is the person behind your monthly stimulus checks. Wow, can't get any better than this. Then we go to fifth stimulus, that SSI and SSDI reform in the fall, and then we go over the other breaking news that impacts your stimulus across the board. Why is the Dow and the NASDAQ and the cryptocurrency imploding today? It's all because of relief still needed across the board. And we're waiting for the Fed's minutes coming out minutes from now that could impact how much more in SSI, SSDI benefits you get in the fall. Incredible great news. And first, subscribe. This is LALATE, to the only and one and only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel. From Wall Street to Main Street, I'm reporting live in the morning, afternoons taped, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, not missing a beat, and keeping you informed with a lot of fun and a lot of information. So subscribe. And also like this video. 3,000 likes. Let's do it. Yesterday we're on fire. Keep it going. And consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Let's get to the breaking news. First, with going over how the stimulus checks work and how much money is at issue. The importance of starting today's notion and reporting with the House proposal is to see a name, and that name is Jalapal. Jalapal and Talib have been detailed on this channel for weeks. They introduced the House proposal, as you see the name right there at the top of the press release. They introduced the House bill with the monthly stimulus checks. Remember that name because you're going to see a letter from that representative in just minutes from now. So the House proposal provides stimulus checks for the remainder pandemic plus 1 year. And then the Senate proposal provides stimulus checks from July to December. The House proposal provides $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter. And the Senate proposal provides stimulus checks of an amount monthly unknown, but word on the street is it's this. Wow. $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000. Or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. If you are in the live chat just after 9 o'clock on the West Coast and 12 noon on the East Coast, I see Jacqueline and John and Michelle and Lynn. Vote Senate or House, Senate for House, but don't vote yet because you have to hear the breaking details across the board. The first breaking detail, which you're going to see later today, is the Federal Reserve is going to speak about the pandemic and interest rates. And what will interestingly be at flux today is that the Federal Reserve's minutes being released today will reveal when they think the pandemic will be over. On Thursday last week, we heard from the White House and the CDC that they said that ostensibly the pandemic is ending, that the mask mandate is being lifted nationally. The president lifted on Friday. Today, it has now been lifted in the state of New York. It gets lifted in the state of California on June 15th. And so when we look at Jalopal's House proposal, those monthly stimulus checks provide pandemic plus 1 year. By all accounts now, the pandemic will be over legislatively, not for purposes of the virus, but for purposes of legislation by July. That means that the House proposal will provide stimulus checks for 1 year, 12 months. $12,000, $13,000. But how does that compare to the House proposal, to the Senate proposal? Nearly the same amount. Only difference is the Senate does it in half the time. So vote Senate versus House if you're in the live chat right now. But guess what? Let's go over the other incredible details about the fourth monthly stimulus check starting right now. First, who gets it? You do. If you got the third stimulus check, you get the fourth stimulus check. It is a monthly stimulus check starting in the month of July, and you would get it if you make less than $75,000. Married couple, $150,000 or less, you double the stimulus checks. Married household 4 or less, you get the fourth stimulus checks, just quadruple it. And if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, congratulations, you get the fourth stimulus check as well. But I'm not done there with my fourth stimulus check update of 2021 yet in this recording, because guess what? Got more details as well. Is it income? No, it's not taxable. Is the same amount of stimulus check for minor dependents as to adult dependents and everyone else? Yes. And how do they do it? They do it by a 2-step, 2-bill process called a reconciliation process. And I have breaking news. Yes, you can hear breaking news about what's going on with that recon right now in this recording. You can have breaking news in this recording of why legislators are writing the president about the fourth stimulus from the Democratic Party. And you have breaking news about what they're saying to get it done. This is all jaw-dropping, new this morning. You're going to be absolutely going to do a pair dance. But stay with me. I'm not done. That's coming up in the second half of the recording. Let me go over, also preview what's coming up in the second half of this recording, which is fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus gets an interesting twist this afternoon as the Federal Reserve's minutes are released, where we get an insight as to how the Federal Reserve thinks that how the inflationary rate will be later this fall. But I have a preview for you. Don't consider much of it. Why? How is fifth stimulus going to heat up? It heats up this fall as a 2-bill, 2-step process, finishing in September and finishing about 2 months thereafter. They're going to raise your benefits if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, and survivor benefits. That's easy. Then they're going to apply a new benchmark, and that benchmark will be inflation. Later today, the Federal Reserve will speak about the inflationary rate, and we'll get some insight. But how will that impact your benefits? I have that coming up in the second half of the recording. But now let's cut to the incredible great news about thousands of dollars available for you right now. Thousands of dollars land in your bank account today and mailbox today. And other money you can get thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars starting right now. Get a pen and paper out because I got a lot of money for you in this recording, and it starts right now. Third stimulus provided tens of thousands of dollars to viewers of my channel to get, in addition to a $1,400 third stimulus check. But that money had not landed, and now it's finally landing. What is it? It starts with rent. Rent is now available, which is about $5,000 for people who need assistance with their rent. About 4 to 6 months of rent can be available, plus money for utilities, which is a couple $100, a couple thousand. Then mortgage assistance and also homeowners utility assistance. Where you get it? Get that pen and paper ready. Here we go. You get it from your city hall, your city housing authority, your state hall, your state housing authority, your county hall, and your county housing authority. And you ask for rent assistance because of COVID. Those are the only words you use. You don't say stimulus or third stimulus or anything with the word stimulus in it. You could say the Biden Economic Recovery Act. There you go. Go get it and get it right now. It's first come, first serve. That brings me to the other big money, and that's money for SNAP. What is SNAP? It is money for your food from Department of Agriculture. It pays a lot of money, upwards of $15,000. So how do you get it? Reach out to 211 and ask for Department of Agriculture to get SNAP. A family of 4 in Hawaii now gets upwards of $16,000 a year. because of an increase from Biden and an increase of Trump for 1 year of 15%. It's incredible, great news. Look how we're doing. We're 10 minutes into this video with $15,000 for SNAP for people in Hawaii and $5,000 for rent. But here becomes a reality check moment. You need to get the money for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and also homeowners utility assistance now because it's first come, first serve. It's not going to be around forever. Moreover, I can report to you another reality check moment, which is that in the fourth stimulus package, there will be no more of this money. Moreover, they're getting rid of the eviction moratorium and mortgage forbearance because they want you to get this money. So go get it. But the next two items are automatic, so you don't have to do anything. They're coming to you right away. And the first item is landing starting today. And it is the money back from states. States have been ordered to pay you back thousands of dollars that they had asked you to return to them. What's at issue? The federal government has stepped in and ordered states to return back to you money that you had given back to the states where they had overpaid you for benefits to no fault of your own. Here's an example. A state sends you unemployment benefits every month, but and it accidentally has a computer malfeasance and overpays you benefits. Then they say, oh, we had a computer error, return it back to us. And you do. Federal government says that was a mistake. They should not have done it. It's your money. Now, viewers are lining themselves up for a potential $5,000 payout, as one viewer has it, to get that money returned back to them. To know when your state is getting the money back to you, reach out to your respective state. Which brings me now to another payout landing in mailboxes today, this week, and next week. And it's coming from Department of Treasury, IRS. So IRS is sending back refunds for people who paid their taxes on their unemployment benefits from 2020. And there's three phases, and I'm going to go over those in a second. First, I'm going to go over how much you're going to get. Then I'm going to go over how you get it. And then I'm going to go over when you get it. All right, first, how much you're going to get. You can get the portion of the taxes you paid on your unemployment benefits. So let's say you had $9,000 of unemployment benefits, of which you paid $5,000 tax bill to IRS last year in 2020 return. And of that $5,000, $4,000 was taxes on your unemployment benefits. Congratulations, you're getting $4,000 back. How do you get it? Okay, now let's go over the how. In the mail. It's going to come in the mail in a beige or white envelope, within there a base check written from the Department of Treasury or IRS, subject line refund. The only other option is it comes by direct deposit if it was listed on your 2020 tax return. And then finally, when are you getting it? Three phases. Phase one is this week. Phase two is later this week. Phase three is at the end of this month. All three phases are paid in the month of May. What's phase one? Individual filers with nothing else on their return. No refunds, no dependents. Phase two are individual filers with other things on their returns. And phase three are joint filers like husband and wife. Incredible great news, automatic. Now, let's get to the breaking news across the board about your fourth stimulus check, which your head is going to spin. Early in this video, you saw me detail what I've shown you day in and day out for several weeks, the House proposal and the Senate proposal for the monthly stimulus checks. And you see who the author of the House proposal was, Tlaib and Jalapal. Guess who wrote a letter to Leader Schumer and Speaker Pelosi? Hundreds of House members with the lead author of the letter, Jalapal. Jalapal wrote in a May 17th letter obtained by LA, which I'm going to release to the members of this channel, an incredible letter which ostensibly says one message. Stop waiting for Republicans. Finish the reconciliation and get the bill signed into law. Incredible great news. Incredible great news. While the letter doesn't mention anything about specifics of what's in the fourth stimulus package, the letter is basically a get it done letter, saying that we have waited and waited too long for Republicans to check with the President of the United States. It is time and of the time to finish the reconciliation process. Notice how I emphasize the word finish. Here's what you also need to know, breaking today, is that while I've been telling you over the last few days that they have been working on the reconciliation bill, a two-step, 2-month process, we actually now know it's near close to be finished. Yes. So they're a little bit more tricky than we thought they were. And I told you over the last few days that congressional leaders don't have press conferences every 10 seconds. They don't tell you what they're doing every single minute of the week. They don't tell you what they're writing every single day. But boy, incredible great news. So let me tell you procedurally and by optics what's going on. Optics means what the president's going to make it look like, but really what's going on behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, they have been writing the reconciliation bill. Behind the scenes, Nancy Pelosi again confirms what I've been saying over, 2 months. Remember how I always say, I'm not representing, I'm just reporting the news. I'm a reporter. I just report what they represent. Speaker Pelosi and Leader Schumer had always represented the vote was by July 4th. Guess what Nancy Pelosi confirms now? The vote's by July 4th. No change on that. No change on that. But guess what this letter is basically saying? Getting almost done before then. Get it finished. Get it finished before then. So what do we know in the breaking news today? There's a lot of it. First of all, the vote will be by July 4th. That's first, number one. That is for House passage. So you could potentially see she wants the House passage by July 4th. Now, she can't speak on behalf of the Senate, but that's basically referring to both chambers of the Congress. That's number one. Second, that the proposal needs to stay as it is. And what the Democrats are saying today is that over the last 4 weeks, the Republicans came in at $500 billion. Then were asked to come back. They came back at $500 billion. They came back again at $500 billion. The Republicans have not moved one penny in 5 weeks. So the Democrats are saying this is just ridiculous. This is not good faith negotiations. They just chose a price and they're staying at the price. Time to finish the reconciliation. We reworked our original proposal and they're just going to look at it in more detail. The view is that it's a lot broader. Let me go over also some of the other comments. So Kristen Gillibrand, Democrat in New York, said, is she willing to wait any longer to finalize the reconciliation, to put it to a vote? She said, absolutely not, because we might lose our coalition for human structure. I do not think the White House should relegate recovery of the judgment to Mitch McConnell, because he will not function in good faith. So I just think it's a terrible political misstep. And that they're not even being players. We should just move without them, says Ruben Gallego, Democrat out of Arizona. He is one of 60 House members who signed the letter, which I held up early in this recording. He said that there should be no wait and that the reconciliation should be finished. At what point do they seriously come back to the table, says Mark Pocon, Democrat out of Wisconsin. If they don't come to the table, it doesn't mean we don't serve the meal. I love that sentence, a great sentence. We ought to have, and then there's Majority Whip Dick Durbin, who's Democrat out of Illinois. And so let me explain to you the optics. Optics is how it perceives, but it's not necessarily how it functions. So what is the White House going to do? The White House will continue to have meetings, which is basically, how are you? How are you? What do you have? No, I don't like that. We'll have meetings all the way up to Memorial Day. But after Memorial Day, the White House will end meetings, meetings with Republicans, and we'll call for the vote for the reconciliation. So basically, they've been working on the reconciliation all along, and they are continuing chats with the Republicans up to Memorial Day. But as of Memorial Day, the White House is having no more meetings with Republicans. We ought to have a time to negotiate with Republicans, but we have to be prepared to finish reconciliation, says Senate Majority Whip Dick Durbin, Democrat out of Illinois. And then Ro Khanna says it's not $800 billion to $2.3 billion. We should move forward with our bill and not wait one more minute. Wow, wow, wow. I can just feel the energy in the live chat. It's just like, let's just do a pair dance. To basically summarize the situation, the Democrats in the House and Senate who have been pushing the tow truck over the finish line, who have been working on the two-step, two-bill, 2-month process over the last 2 months, are just at the final point where they say, now it's time to call for a vote. You have wanted to chat with the Republicans. They have not moved one penny in nearly 2-3 months that we've been talking about for a stimulus package. They're saying to the president, we are calling the vote, and we're calling the vote for the reconciliation in the next few days, next few weeks. Incredible, great news across the board, and I'm really excited for you. But I got big news else, and it's coming up after this commercial break. It's about this stimulus, and it's about what's happening that could raise your benefits even more than initially thought. But first, here's a little bit about the community page. If you need help with rent, utilities, homeowners assistance, and homeowners utilities assistance, reach out to the community page. It's in the description to this video. You open the description of this video, then there's a cute emoji of a house, which is next to the link to the webpage for the community page. It's news.lalate.com/community. That webpage has a series of cats at the top of the page, and then on that page have the volunteers. They're viewers just like you who have stepped forward to help you find rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more. Here's a little bit about the community page. I'll be back in 60 seconds with great news about your fifth stimulus. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Mornings LALATE. It's incredible, great news across the board on your fourth stimulus check updated 2021. We have big news about your fourth stimulus check and your fifth stimulus check still coming up. How are you? It's Mornings LALATE. This is LALATE, 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe. As Myra just said in the live chat, there's 500 people in the room and there's 100 likes. She said that's disgraceful. I'm not going to repeat her words, but I certainly agree with her. So yeah, the 500 people in the room, like this video. Come on already. If you're watching the video, like it. What are you doing? Hit that like button. It really helps in the algorithm ranking. Otherwise, UFO steals your stimulus check will rank before this video. You don't want that. Also, consider becoming a member because you're going to have access to the PDFs, including that letter from those Democrats to the press, to Leader Schumer and Speaker Pelosi. It's a big morning, and I'm really excited you are here. This is Mornings LALATE. Big exciting news across the board. Before we get to fifth stimulus, after I get to fifth stimulus, I'm going to go over why Wall Street's crashing, why crypto's crashing. It impacts your fourth stimulus across the board because it shows economic instability in the economy. But now let's get to the big news about your fifth stimulus package. That is in the fall. And it's on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and railroad benefits. And how does it work? Let's go over all the details. So fifth stimulus, like the fourth stimulus, is a two-bill, two-step, two-month process. It starts in September and ends of 2 months thereafter. What's at issue? First, let's go over broadly what it is. They're going to increase your benefit limits, remove the asset limits, add an inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, remove the marriage penalty. All right, let's get to the breaking news starting right now. How does this work? So they will raise your benefits up. Who's you? If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, and survivor benefits or SSA, they're going to raise your benefits up one time to a big new number. That's even if you have multiple benefits. Then they're going to attach a new benchmark. What's a benchmark? A benchmark is every December you get a letter saying, hi, next year your benefits will step up to this. It's based upon a benchmark. And the benchmark now will be inflation. So say, for example, inflation is 2 to 4%. Let's choose 4%. Then next year, you in December, you'll get a letter saying, hi, next year your benefits will step up 4%. The way a benchmark works is it steps up. It never steps down. It could stay flat, but it never goes down. For example, let's say inflation in December is 4%. then your benefits would step up 4%. The year after that, it's zero inflation, then your benefits would stay the same. They would never step down. Well, we've been trying to figure out where this inflationary rate will be. Later today, we're going to hear from the Federal Reserve in their minutes being released. And what I need to prepare you for is that the Federal Reserve will never, ever tell you now that the inflationary numbers are through the roof. But many analysts believe that inflation could be 10 to 20% in December. I've been detailing all those analysts, whether it is the Atlanta head of the Federal Reserve who has a tracker that shows tripling growth rates from now to December, or Jeremy Siegel, who I detailed last Friday, who talked about a 20% inflationary rate. Either way, if the inflationary rate is 5, 10%, it would be absolutely incredible for you for fifth stimulus, because your benefits would raise up, and then you would be raised up an additional benchmark based upon that new higher inflationary rate. It's incredible, great news, and it's lifetime. All right, what are the other great items of fifth stimulus? They are the raising of the asset cap. There's currently an asset cap dating back to the 1980s law, which they're going to invalidate, which says you can't keep more than $3,000 on hand. You're going to need that law to go away when you get those 4 stimulus checks. Then they're going to remove the income cap. It's dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. That's going to go away. Very helpful, especially if you want to go work. You don't have to. $1,000, $2,000 a month and still stay on benefits. And finally, they're going to remove the marriage penalty. Incredible, because a lot of people have suffered from the marriage penalty. They've gotten married and lost benefits, or not gotten married because of the marriage penalty for fear of losing benefits. Now love will conquer all, love will win, and the marriage penalty will go away. How does the fifth stimulus heat up? It heats up as a 2-step, 2-month process, starting in September and going to a final vote somewhere around October-ish, with the benefits likely to land your account around November. All right, let's go back to fourth stimulus, but let's also understand why today's events impact your fourth stimulus. Fourth stimulus is gauged upon a series of economic factors. And we've learned, and I've educated over the last few days to you, that the reopening of the U.S. economy and the getting people back to work, the ending of the pandemic, signals the end of other stimulus instruments, not stimulus checks. It signals the end of the eviction moratorium and the end of the mortgage forbearance, rental stimulus, which I detailed earlier in this channel. They're ending. They're not coming back. The reopening of America also signals the end of supplemental unemployment stimulus, like FPUC, which is supplemental. It's $300 on top of your unemployment stimulus. That's not coming back either under fourth stimulus, because unemployment stimulus does not need to be given, Democrats and Republicans believe, going forward. But it does not end, and in fact gives a bigger push for stimulus checks. Why? Because stimulus checks are perceived as an instrument to get you caught up on past bills. Even if you're back to work, even if you have a job, even if you're making money, you may still be behind on other bills that there's no other way to get you caught up on those bills except a stimulus check. And that's why Republicans and Democratic governors and congressional leaders all support stimulus checks. But here's what's also important to know, is that you need the economy to be relatively stable and functioning stable before the stimulus checks go out. If the economy becomes unstable, then that's more reason to send out stimulus checks. Today, the economy is unstable. We've had problems with price escalation, whether it's lumber or copper or steel. They've all gone through the roof. Yes, they are coming off their highs. Yes, they are starting to stabilize a little bit. But those price gouging for those commodities still remains high. Problem number one. Problem number two, that the housing numbers are absolutely deplorable. Down 15% yesterday, the worst drop down substantially yesterday. The worst drop in 15 years. That was yesterday's number. Housing market is starting to soften and crumble because can't build a house if it costs too much for lumber. And then today, the cryptocurrency market crashed, and also tech and parts of Wall Street are crashing. Why are they crashing? As Galaxy Digital founder Mike Novogratz, in a statement this morning, said, he says that cryptocurrency is undergoing a liquidation event where some positions like Bitcoin and Ethereum lost nearly 50% of their value in just a week, and in some cases, 25% of their value in less than 8 hours. For example, Bitcoin was almost $60,000 a few days ago. It went to 31,000 this morning. So this is very substantial, and it's impacting other businesses across the board. Meantime, it also signals that there's a lot of regulatory concerns across the markets. And meantime, we'll be watching the 10-year Treasury note, which concerns mortgages, lending, because the 10-year Treasury note went up today to 1.67. Its highest that we've seen over the last 2-3 months on this channel has been 1.7%. This is even as some major normal blue chip retail stocks have done very well in the last few days. Kohl's through the roof. Target reported bombshell, incredible earnings overnight. Target is up, Lowe's is up, Home Depot's up, Walmart and Amazon, but we're seeing softening everywhere else. So with that market instability, it means even more reason to pass those 4 stimulus checks. And guess what? I'll be back on live with you right after this recording with Mornings Crypto. Viewers are learning a lot of information. It's a day like this where the market is going one way and positions are going another way, that you need to be informed, have fun, and get all the information live on air. So join me on Mornings Crypto, where I analyze what's happening with the crash of the market overnight. That's in 5 minutes from now. But first, subscribe. This is LALATE. I don't want you to miss a single video across the board. Join me also next for your next update about stimulus on noontime. That's 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Also, like this video. As Myra said, hit that like button. If you're in the live chat or you're watching it taped and there's 600, 700 people watching, like this video. 100 likes ain't gonna cut it because those UFOs are gonna take your stimulus check. The toast is toast and the butter is butter, and I'm here, you're here, and consider becoming a member. The link's at the top of the chat and the pinned comments. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful morning. Hope the weather's good where you are. It's pretty pleasant here today, and I'll see you next on Mornings Crypto.